I'm a living example of you can get punched in the face and get back up, because I'm the modern day Aztec warrior.
Yeah, I'm spitting it heavy, the mission is steady. Your bitches are jelly, I'm ditching the petty. You're digging for pennies, I'm itching and ready. I open my heart when I listen to Shetty. I'm bold like a boss, but I'm little like Debbie. I know what the boss, I got richer than Getty. I'm holding the guap and I'm whipping the Yeti. Yeah, Kari can play with advanced moves. I'm fucking my girl and her man too. I'm taking the ball like the Rand do. My soul is the one that I can't lose. I soak up the sun like a sand dune. I'm holding up love with the bamboo. I'm rolling the blunt by the candle. Taking the game, running it back without taking a drink. Yeah, I'm the one and I'm making a wave. Rolling the blunt and I'm blazing a J. I'm escaping the brain, go straight for the cake. I'ma take to the bank, not taking a break. I'm made for the race, I pray for the day. I wake with a bake in a great estate. Are you living in a box? I'm bigger than a box. I'm spitting to supply my bread. My vision on the top is living like a boss when I kick it in a nice white jet. I'm quicker with the bars, I'm wishing with a one. Yeah, I'm dipping to the bar, I guess. I'm switching like LeBron when I spit it in song. My mission is to try my best. Taking a stab, but I came with a bat. I be chasing to grab my goals. If you hate in the back and you ain't with the facts, don't be faking and act like bros.
Welcome back to MMA Underground, your favorite part of Tuesday. I'm on half the dynamic duo, killing it, known as Buddy V, with the one and only
Sam K. And man, we got two phenomenal guests in the building, all the way from StreetBeefs Scrapyard. We have the one, the only, in my opinion, the best timekeeper of all branches, the timekeeper, aka Father Time. What's up?
Yeah, time's
And
up.
all the way from StreetBeefs West Coast. You've seen him at StreetBeefs West Coast 35. He was the Fight of the Day award winner. We have Sisyphus in the building.
Yo, what's up? Hey, thank you for having me out here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I heard Sisyphus is on a roll.
Wait,
Never
what's
saw
up?
him pushing the boulders. Oh, like,
He came out to StreetBeefs West Coast 35 and fought twice in one day. And that was his first time showing up.
Yeah.
Dude, that answered my question, because when I was watching the fights, I was like, wait, is that the same day? What the heck? So hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Pretty badass.
Hey, like you guys say, cardio is key, you know?
Hey,
I
really
fought
is.
twice in one day. I went and fought at the scrapyard, and I came home, and then I had to fight with my wife because she didn't want me to go. So, yeah.
Hey, we win some, we lose some.
Yeah, I was 0-2 that day, but yeah.
You know, it's got to be said, though, man. You know, it takes a certain type of person to get into the ring and fight. It takes another type of person to take on multiple fights. And I was actually surprised because when I met Sisyphus, before he fought, we were talking for a little bit, and I got the sense that you were a little nervous. You know what I mean? Maybe out of your element, maybe. Can you talk to us a little bit about your first moments walking into the hot box?
Maybe I was probably a little bit nervous. I was just locked in. I just wanted to fight. I was just see like what my potential is. Like I had no training. I'm like, I'm just gonna walk in here with like just to see what I got. Like, how do I say it? Just like see my footing in this, and then now I started training because my technique was terrible.
We all got to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere. It's just learned skill. Yeah, because I went in to see what I got. Yeah, I went in to go see what I got, and it turned out I only had lice. So, but I'm developing skills as I'm going.
Well, I was gonna say it's perfect because we have two different people who have different time in the cage and even in the fight world as well, which is kind of cool. And I was gonna say, one of the biggest things about coming to these communities and these groups is sometimes I know I've gone to a few other shows and it's not as welcoming as West Coast, as Scrapyard, as the OG branch and everything else. And I was gonna say, do you kind of feel like Father Time, Mr. Timekeeper Jeremy, that you kind of see that where people come in nervous, and as soon as they are able to get out that first fight, you almost see like all those nerves gone, and it's like you see it kind of become like one big family?
Well, yeah, because one of the important things is like when you're fighting, like let's say professional, Matt. or whatever. You get a lot of like the peanut gallery comes in, and they all have a lot of
Mhm.
opinions. A lot of them have never been involved in fighting. They have this idea what they think fighting should be, and then they just talk a lot of crap about the fighters, and they're thinking, I could take that guy. You see the peanut gallery in the comment section of YouTube and that all the time. Anyway, it's the same thing. But the people that are doing street beefs and that, they are we all have shared that experience. We've all been humiliated and all had to realize, hey, fighting's a learned skill. No one's born perfect, except for me, but that's for another thing. But yeah, no one's born perfect or is born a skilled fighter. You have to lose to get good. The idea is to make sure that you have an environment where you can grow and develop. And so, yeah, once that guy loses, say he loses or wins or whatever, he gets out of the cage, we're like, hey, we've all been there too. And we share that common experience. Instead of downgrading them, we bring them up. We say, hey, you got that fight out of the way. Now it's time to continue to build and grow because now you're a real fighter. Real fighters, they got to deal with humility. That's the only way you're going to get good. So, yeah, all the fighters that get in there get props as far as I'm concerned. I'm glad we have that community to foster that and tell everyone else ignore the peanut gallery. Do not read YouTube comments. Yeah.
Don't do it. I'll just say that my own for a while they got to me my first few fights. My favorite comment though was because I'm the modern day Aztec warrior.
Yeah.
And someone commented, he's the modern day ass hat warrior. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's so good, but damn, oh.
Yeah, peanut gallery. That's I tell everyone the peanut gallery is nuts.
Hey, well
Yeah, I
said.
know.
Well said.
Yeah. Mm.
You definitely have to have thick skin as a fighter, and I know me as also reffing. I got to have thick skin in that regard as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Because everyone's a better referee than you. They do the same thing with our refs. Everyone that's watching, oh, I'm a better ref than him. I could have known that, but yeah.
yeah,
Same
yeah.
thing.
Until you're in there and you're doing it, Until you're in there and you're doing
exactly.
it. Speaking of which, man, I think you're the first person we've had on here who's kept time for our fights, and you're pretty much the prominent timekeeper. Can you talk a little bit about how you got that job?
Okay, so I originally came in. I wanted to just check out the scrapyard and see how everything was, the vibe and everything. And then they needed judges. At first, I was like, "Oh, I want to judge. That's so awesome." So I was like
Okay.
doing the judging, and for the first couple of events, it was like no one else wanted to be timekeeper. They're always fighting. Someone else was always being handed the stopwatch and that. But that person would always kind of like forget that they were doing it and kind of wander off. Early on, we had to always kind of like
Yeah.
manage the table, so to speak. Where are our judges? You'd have
Yeah.
three judges, and then like one of them would wander off. And then it's like there'd have to be two of us and the referee. Well, eventually I was so consistent. I was the one that was always there. They're like, well, you never leave. So why don't you get the timekeeper thing? So they started having me do timekeeping. And then I also initially also had to judge because we didn't have enough people to judge. So it's timekeeping and judging. And then at times I'd also, even when we had three judges, I'd also judge anyway because one of the judges would just wander off. So it's like a backup judge for that. So yeah, so it just kind of fell in, but I said the most thing is I was just always there. I have a loud voice. Every time I talk, it grates on people. It gets people's attention. And
Hey,
I just really like it now. I can kind of set a tempo. I realize why it's so important because you got to have a rhythm to the operation. Because if you're just sitting there and waiting for the next fighters to come in, and you're just waiting for the operation to move on its own, and you don't have someone setting pace, it kind of gets kind of like flat. I don't know how to explain it. Like the energy gets flat, and there's not this perkiness.
It's a production.
So I felt like yeah, exactly. Production.
Yeah.
So I just been helping with a bunch of things. I do timekeeping. I do help with production, organizing, the staff with Fire Chicken. We have a great staff though. I said, yeah, just keep it going. I just like using my voice in that when it works. to keep everything going. A couple of times I've been sick though. Like you'll notice in this last event, I sound like a dying animal. And
I
that's
was I
because I
was
got
hurt
sick and
every
it took
time.
out my voice.
Every
Yeah,
time I
I
heard you,
know.
I'm like, oh, I never heard you sick.
Oh,
So it was like, oh, whoa, you know.
seconds.
But the thing
Yeah, well, it
is,
sucks.
you inflect the way your inflections are so
Yeah,
strong that again,
yeah,
you're the best timekeeper for that
yeah,
specific reason, and
yeah,
then to come to
yeah.
work basically without your equipment, it's like, wow,
Yeah,
trooper.
yeah, because people love rhythms. Flat people do not like to have a flat movement. It includes sound too. The most best speakers, the best entertainers, they talk with an up and down
Yep.
flow, and they have to keep everything in a vibe, and that's how you do it.
Yes, go see
Yeah.
that's him. 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
5 seconds.
Got on the day.
5 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, you
Yeah,
Somebody
gotta.
told me to shorten that just a little. So now I'm 5 seconds.
You
Yeah.
have you worked with any music by chance?
I mean, like music in the fights.
No, no, no. In general, just have you ever created,
Oh,
dabbled in any music in any way?
I have. I like to play with the piano at times. I do karaoke to the horror of everyone. I love music. I love it. I actually, it runs in my family. Well, I have two prominent celebrity musicians that are in my family, actually really famous everywhere but the US. Like Elvis Presley's bass player who revolutionized bass playing. That's one of my relatives. And another one was the lead singer of a band called Chicago, which is one of the top soft rock bands of the 80s. So it runs in my family. So, and everyone's always said, like, when I do, like, it mimic drums or something, everyone's like, do you do music? Do you play with drums or anything? And I'm like, no, but I really regret it. But I really want to pick it up now. I don't know why I let it slip. But I know I have an innate talent. I just got to practice it. Yeah, he wrote that
Yeah,
song. All those songs were written by him. So,
all
go
right.
for it, man. Go for it. Never too late.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Well,
both my brothers are expert piano players. So yeah, it runs. It's in the family. So yeah, they can play the Turkish march and everything.
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you gotta set that tone. I was
Yeah.
actually gonna switch over to Sisyphus for a minute too. I was curious. I had a two-part question. One, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 19. I'm about to turn 20 in the 22nd, like this month. Yeah.
Dang,
Dope,
How old
okay,
dope.
am I?
that's cool. Cause
Oh, sorry.
I was curious because what's so? Do you have a fighting background in the street? Did you whoop a little bit of ass? You have a wrestling background or some backyard? Anything at all? Or
I play a lot of basketball, so that's why my cardio is like so up. And basically, you know how basketball players be. They just like to talk. So some people talk back, and then people start fighting, and that's just how I got mine. But I'm usually a grappler. I want to do MMA for those two events, but no one like my size wanted to do MMA, so I just did whatever. Just like I came here to fight, so might as well fight.
what do you weigh?
One right now I weigh like 181.
Oh, what do you nice? Okay,
Yeah,
hell yeah. Oh, oh, he cut out, Dave. All right. Well, I know you had both boxing matches, right?
yeah.
Man, and I have both a question about both of them, but for the second one, at the third round at the end of your fight with Scar, man, you guys were breathing hard. You had to dig deep. I mean, how did it feel like really having to pull that dog out and talk about that fight a little bit for you, having to dig like that?
The stream.
Yeah, I don't really know. It was too long. I can't remember, but
You haven't
I don't
watched the
know.
fight recently?
Me?
How?
Yeah.
No, but I just always push energy out of me since it's basketball. Since I play basketball, so I'm always like sometimes I play for games back to back, so I just gotta just push out that energy and just play through it. So I think that's the same mentality I had in the fight. Just push through it, wait into the wait like it's already the third round. Might as well just finish it. Yes.
You showed the dog in both of your fights. I wanted to ask you, what made you decide to take on a second fight after having a hell of a first fight?
I wasn't really satisfied with the first fight, and also I made friends with Scar that event, and he didn't have anybody to fight because he was looking to people to fight, and I'm like,
Mm.
and I was like, well, might as well fight him, because why would he come over here to do no fights? I put myself in his shoes because I would be devastated if I didn't get a fight and I came here to fight. So I'm like, oh, I'll just see how he is. He did look scary. I'm like, he looks like he could beat some ass. Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I'm like, oh, let's just fight him. I don't know, just got some screws loose or something. I just like fighting, I guess.
Y'all fought each other like y'all had issues. So that's
Yeah, we're
crazy
actually
that y'all were cool and shit. That's dope.
yeah, we're actually we
Yeah, the
still
first
we train
I was
together
saying the
actually.
first step to being a good fighter is not necessarily winning your first fights, but showing you can get in there and fight. And the fact you like it means you can continue to get in there, which means you can develop your skill and be a great fighter. That's actually the most important thing to show first.
You can count, like you just said.
No.
Yeah. Well, 2 dubs in one
Yeah.
day. I mean, that's a hell of a start, you know?
I mean, it was a tie. The one with Scar we tied.
A
And
tie is both guys get a dub.
yeah.
Yeah.
Community fighting, everyone wins.
But yeah,
I don't.
we still be training. We're homies, like sort of. We just be training like once a week or something. He's the one teaching me technique, and then I work on it at home because I have a little punching bag. I think I don't. It's a weird punching bag. I don't know how to explain it.
I can dig it. There's
That's
some
dope,
tools.
man.
I've seen a couple of machines where I'm like go to the gym once in a while, and I'm like, how do you turn it around? I'm like, I just walked right past it. I'm like, all right. Sorry, okay, what?
Oh no, you good, man. Now I was gonna ask, how did you find out about that hot box event? What made you show up to that event that day?
Oh, actually, you guys know Nasty Nuts? He also fought in there.
Nasty Nuts.
Yeah, his name.
He's a new guy.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
new. He found the event and then he told me about it because he knows how much I like fighting. Because I was teaching him how to play basketball and he sees that I be scrapping people randomly, and so he's like, why don't you go to StreetBeefs? And I'm like, you could do that. Like I didn't know you could do that. Like I thought you had to go like be at least a professional fighter. Like go to some martial arts class. But no, you could just join in. I didn't know that. So
Yep.
You hadn't heard
And
about Street Beefs
matchmaking's
prior?
important.
no, I know what StreetBeefs is. It's just I didn't know you could just do it as an amateur.
That it was that easy.
Yeah, it was that easy. Just
Yeah.
join the Facebook and then put in your info.
Yeah.
Power of matchmaking. Start out beginning, we'll find another beginner for you.
Man, I was gonna say, the timekeeper, you trained at, or you have trained at Jim Benavides before, right?
Yeah, I train there every day, almost every day.
Currently, okay. I thought you went to Azteca, man. Okay, hold on. Tell me about the boxing gym, man. Sound like what? I didn't know you were going there.
Well, it's really awesome. Actually, one of the coolest stories was is one day David Benavides himself was walking in. He just held the door open for me. He's like, "Hey, how's it going?" "Oh, thank you very much." And I just had to be like, "Well, the super middleweight champion of the world and arguably one of the top pound for pound fighters in the world just held the door open for me today." I was like, "Oh man, this is awesome." Yeah, I met Jose Benavides. I met they have a heavyweight there who's ranked in the top 40 in the world. It was really good. He's the brother of Pacheco. Sorry, I don't remember his first name, but he's a lightweight or something. He's like ranked 2 or 3 in the world. He's going to be challenging for a world title. They got some really good guys there. Real Lion trains there.
Oof.
Yeah, a lot of
I
pros, they
saw that.
train in the morning. I have to go in the evening because I have work. But I go with this guy named Ian. Ian actually helped train Evander Holyfield. He
What?
was the
Real
premier
deal.
sparring partner of the 80s. He trained Evander Holyfield for his first fight against Dwight Muhammad Quahi for his cruiserweight title in 1987, I believe. So he was and he was ranked 16th in the world. He was actually going up to Ian was, and he got in a motorcycle accident, and that ended his boxing career. But after recovering,
Man.
he started training fighters. But hey, you want an ear joke? I don't have a right ear.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
What
So
happened
yeah,
there?
it's probably meant to be. I was just born with it. But I tell people I was a fighter. No, I'm just kidding. A bad fighter. They kept hitting me on the ear. No.
Shit, I fought 10 dogs
So
and won.
yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
just
saying? I'm coming up with the best story.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
They were wolves.
I just cut it off and let it roll down the hill or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
They took a ear, I
But
took a
yeah,
leg.
Yeah.
but yeah. But me and Ian, we train there every day, and it's a great vibe. It's actually packed. They have like
I
a bunch
bet.
of classes going at once, everything from beginners to more advanced fighters, and it's really good. It's really I think they do sparring correctly because previous gym I was at, it felt like they were just training people by throwing them in the ring, and you get beat up till you get good. But that's not how you're supposed to actually do it. I mean, you have to test yourself in fights. So they were hard sparring every day, and they weren't getting much instruction, and they were trying to find like the good, like they had a couple fighters that were the prospects, and everyone else was like the meat that would feed them in these hard sparring sessions. I did not like that environment. But the
Yeah.
Benavides gym, they really try to train everyone, and the sparring is controlled, so you actually get something out of it. These people aren't beating the living out of each other and training for prospects. So I do recommend if anyone can get to the Benavides gym, definitely do it. And yeah, you can train with me and Ian. Like I said, I basically train with him every day there, and it's a great gym. Oh man, it's awesome. Great trainers. Like a lot of the trainers there, they're actually world renowned, and they're just in there training amateurs and all that. Oh, it's really good. They'll train you to be a trainer, even. So as I said, it's a great place, great environment. 5 stars.
I mean, I might have to fill my tank up and head over there one day. Shoo, I'm not too far. I'm like a
You
hop,
should.
skip, and a jump away.
Yeah, yeah. I recommend it to anyone. Like I said, they're very inviting. They definitely like the business. Like I said, the only thing is it's really packed, but that's because it's a good gym. So it's recommended. It gave Ian a second lease at life so he can work out hard again because that's what he loves. He just loves training people. So if you come by, he'll give you training sessions just for fun. Like,
Yeah. Hey,
Solid.
Sisyphus, I was gonna ask you since we're talking about training. You, like you said earlier, cardio is key, and we talked about how you had to dig deep for in your fight. Are there any changes that you're gonna start making, or any cardio that you're gonna start improving? Whether it's like wind sprints, going on long jogs, or trying to get some good sparring in with Scar, or are you gonna try to join a gym, or how are you looking to improve yourself as a fighter?
Well, I usually train calisthenics no matter what. I do that like 5 times a week, and then some weightlifting. But I'm pretty sure that's gonna slow me down. Maybe it depends. But
Yeah.
I just been working on like swinging boxing techniques, and just been sparring with Scar. I mean, Scar is like what 50 pounds lighter than me, so it's kind of a mismatch, and he's way faster than me. But hey, at least it helps me work with my defense. That's what I've been working on a lot. Just defense. Yeah, defense and just striking. Cardio has always never been an issue for me. I think it's because when in the beginning of the match he hit me with a mean gut punch. That's probably what I was tired in the end. Yeah, like you could see if you look.
Oh, me.
Yeah, if you look at the video, you could probably see me just crouch down and throw up. Like it was pure water because he hit me that bad.
I see
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I'm like, dang, And then I did it. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna lose this. He hit me real hard. I gotta win this. But hey, we tied. This whatever.
Yeah, in both your fights, I noticed you had like kind of a tight, higher guard, which was nice protecting your head. But there's a couple of shots where you add a body shots and like your opponent threw a nice right to their. Damn, I was like, woo!
Yeah.
I can dig it though.
So
And what do you think about for the what?
I was pushing like since the first round. I'm pretty sure because that gut punch really winded me. You know.
Yeah, even body shots that don't even hurt really, they disrupt your breathing and rhythm. And those can exhaust you even if they don't feel like they hurt. That's why they tell more experienced fighters. You can tell more experienced fighters because they'll be working at the body, even if it doesn't look like it's hurting their opponent, because it's disrupting their opponent's rhythm and the shaking of their body breath. It actually will wound you, even if it's not visibly hurting. So yeah.
Facts. I wanted to ask both of you guys. I want to start with Sisyphus. Both of you guys have unique names. Let's talk about how did we get our names.
Yes.
I just like my name because it's there's this philosophy. I can't say it right. I'm pretty sure, but it means like one must imagine Sisyphus happy by Andrew Cummins, I think, and it's basically just keep pushing the boulder no matter how many times it falls down. Just keep pushing, like keep training. That's why I got my name. Just
That's
keep
what
on
the
going.
word means.
It's actually a Greek king that like he got cursed, so now in hell he has to push this boulder over a mountain, and every time he gets close he pushes it down, it falls down, but he has to keep doing it over and over. So that's why I got my name. Just like no matter if you don't get anywhere, just keep pushing.
Dope.
Fighter and a scholar.
Hmm.
That's why I was saying he was on a roll. Oh, sorry.
Hey, and literally displayed that on fight day.
Yeah.
One fight after
Well,
another. Dope.
Okay.
And Timekeeper, I don't know how did that name come about?
so originally I wanted to be Heinrich Irish O'Mueller, but it didn't seem like it would make any sense. So I decided that initially I actually have two nicknames. Father Time. That's my fight name that I fought my last fight under was Father Time. And my saying is you may beat me today, but I'll get you eventually. Just give me like a couple decades. Yeah. He got me that day, but I'm waiting. I play the long game.
did you
And then
get a rematch?
Timekeeper. Oh yeah, it'd be fun, I guess. I mean, yeah, I'd be down for it. I mean, he's a good fighter. He's very strong. He very determined, so I'm excited. Though the Timekeeper one was I got it because people just started calling me it. And there's a comedian who said if you get a nickname, never try to change it because it could end badly. So yeah. Oh yeah, it was another one actually about Vince Lombardi one. It is if you have money, you retire. But if you don't have money, you quit. That's how they say fighting. Yeah.
Oh.
Like, ooh, yeah.
Now,
Yeah. So yeah, but I do like my nicknames, so I'll come up with some more. I'm always making up ridiculous ones. So because I just get bored. But yeah. Hmm. Actually, I've had
I was
multiple nicknames. In college, my nickname was BBK, Big Balls Knutson. That's my actual last name. So apparently people like give me good nicknames. I was called Big Daddy in Germany. I don't know why. But I think it's because I had a shirt that said Big Daddy on it.
Can you
So
uh,
say what they can you use the accent and say what they called you in Germany with the
Big
accent?
Daddy,
One more
Big
time.
Daddy, Big Daddy. Ooh, Big Daddy. You are Big Daddy. Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah,
du
yeah.
Savata, yeah. Du hast es
We did that
recht.
for the fans of out there, especially our folks in Germany.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
yeah, Big Daddy. Gusavata. Grossavata.
uh, we needed
Ah,
that.
yeah, we
Yeah.
did. I was gonna say
I'm
with
actually,
your what? You're actually what?
I said I'm actually looking forward to eventually doing us where we do either have a German invasion or we invade Germany, which sounds wrong, but it's also right. Because then I could actually use my German skills. So it'd be great. Yeah, someone from Germany comes over, I could speak with them, maybe.
All right.
Anyway.
I know who I'm calling if I need some help.
Yeah. What?
I was gonna say with BKFC on the rise, there's been a lot of talk, and you see Conor McGregor bought into the whole thing, and Kai Stewart ended up becoming one of the youngest BKFC champions, which was crazy. And some people, both older and younger, say they would do it, they would never do it. And I was curious for both of you, maybe Sisyphus, would you maybe take a career in BKFC or ever possibly be interested? Do you think you're too young and it's too early for something like that, or like the opportunity was right with money? I mean,
wait, what's BB? Wait, what did you say? BBKC? I kind of phased out there.
Whoa!
What is that about?
What?
BKFC Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship.
Oh, bare knuckle fighting. I need to work on my skill to actually do that. So right now I'm not ready for it, but hey, maybe along the road I might be good enough. Maybe.
I like that. And Mr. Timekeeper, what do you think about? What are your thoughts about BKFC? Would you do something like that, or?
Actually, there's one guy in the scrapyard I think would really do well in it. We have this Flex.
Yes.
When I see him fight, he has, I think, the best rhythm and the best accuracy I've ever seen in the scrapyard. He just has this really deadly accuracy and rhythm. It's like I don't barely see him miss. And one of the keys to bare knuckle is you have to be accurate. Because if you hit in the wrong place or something, you could break your hand or injure yourself. And I just feel like Flex could just find someone's chin solidly and get him. I just think that I just throw that in there. I just think, yeah, if he could get like training, a backup sponsor, just start training, I think he could take off in it. There's a couple others that would do pretty good. I think Terrifier do pretty good. I think he's just super heavy hands. He hits it, your head would just probably just explode. So he doesn't have to like aim for anything specific. As far as me, I mean, actually, me and Ian do a lot of training bare knuckle. I mean, not like we hit each other bare knuckle, but we do a lot of the rhythm workouts and pad work kind of bare knuckle. So I kind of get the idea how it works. So yeah, I mean, I would see what would go, how it'd go. But yeah, I definitely have an idea. And it could be quite fun. But the thing with bare knuckle is you have to fight differently than in boxing. Because there's different skills you have. Yeah, so that's the thing is I'd have to learn something different because Ian trained in glove boxing, so I don't know because you actually have to have kind of a different trainer for bare knuckle, to a degree. So,
yeah,
I mean they allow dirty boxing. You see it all the time. As soon as they get you right there, those guys that don't know how to defend it, they catch that mean uppercut and then just
because another big boxing sport in Asia similar to that, Lithway or Burmese boxing.
That shit's cool.
They're allowed to use elbows and the fists. They just can't use their arms or legs. And that was a vicious sport. Up until about a decade, or I think it was a decade ago, you were allowed to get 2 knockouts in one fight. Like if you got knocked out once, they would allow you to continue until a second knockout or the fight went the distance. Yeah, no, it's kind of dangerous. So they stopped that now. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. They stopped that now, but yeah. Actually, it's an interesting story. Burmese boxing and Thai boxing are like ancient rivals. There's actually a famous story about the founder of kind of like the founding father of modern Thai boxing. He was at the war with the Burmese king, or his country was at war with the Burmese king. The king invaded his country, captured him and a bunch of his own king, and then they took him back to the capital, Burma. And then they had this tournament where the guy said, well, what's better, Thai boxing or Burmese boxing? Lethway. And he said, well, if you could win 10 matches against 10 of my best Lethway fighters or Burmese boxers, I'll set you free. And so this Thai fighter went in, and it's called the Art of 8 Limbs. You're allowed to use like legs as well as arms. And he was able to beat all 10 fighters. And then he was set free and allowed to go home. And then he started the modern lineage of Thai boxing. And what's so interesting about that is I don't know if you ever heard about Mortal Kombat, the video game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Mortal Kombat, the video game, back in the 90s was big. It was about these guys fighting to the death, but it was about a tournament. And I think one of the stories is inspired by it. Part of the backstory is inspired by this famous tournament all the way back in the 18th century between this Thai guy and the Lethwei guy, because part of it is Shang Tsung, or whatever the name of the Mortal Kombat guy. He this world had to fight and win 10 matches against him. And then they could become like superpowers or something, but they lost the 10 matches. And then Shang Tsung took over that world. And I think it's inspired by this Muay Thai match from like way back in the day. So no, it's a fascinating story. You guys should see Lethwei matches online. They're fascinating.
I've watched a few.
Bare knuckle to the next level.
Real quick, I want to segue. We're talking about two different styles of fighting. We've seen you guys box. Will we see you guys come back and do boxing again, as well as will we ever see you guys dabble with any other fight style?
I got a MMA fight coming this July. I don't know his name, but he's pretty tough. It's gonna be challenging.
You don't know his name, but he's tough.
He looks tough. Like he definitely got a reach on me. But I mean, I'm good at grappling. Hopefully, he's not better than me.
This is with us, with the West Coast, or some other, or
was West Coast on July 28th, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to know now. I'm sitting here like, hold on.
Killer B? Is it Killer B?
No, it starts with an L. I don't know his fight name. It's like I don't really know. It's hard to tell. It's hard to remember.
Killer B's real name starts with an L.
Was it L? Here, I can find it real quick. I don't know if my phone will let me.
Yeah, I can dig it. All right, shoot, I gotta hear this.
Yeah, you definitely need to know who your opponent is. Well, no, you said MMA, so I'm thinking.
Oh, Grant Landrins, something like
Grant
that.
Landrins.
Yeah, that's his actual name.
I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
I think he's an amateur too. This is his first fight. This is gonna be my third, I'm pretty sure. But it's MMA, so I'm excited. That's actually what I wanted to do instead of boxing.
Okay.
I don't know. I just feel like I'll dominate more in MMA than boxing.
And what makes you say that specifically?
I mean, I'm a good grappler.
Okay.
And then basically my fighting style is just get in there, and I think that will work with the dude that's taller than me.
Mm.
Just get in there and bang, just start swinging. And then if he beats, sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
Oh, if he beats me in hand-to-hand combat or whatever, like if he's a better striker than me, then I could just try to go for the grappler. That's for the grappling. That's probably, he might think I'm doing that since I'm shorter than him, so he's probably planning that out. I don't know. Just I'm excited. It's a great challenge coming towards me.
Mm.
It looks pretty big.
What's so are you versed in like different throws as well as jiu-jitsu?
Like if I train that, or
yeah, like are we gonna be seeing any slams? Are we gonna see any submissions possibly?
Probably submissions. I don't know. I'm not that good at submissions, but probably slams. It depends if I'm able to pick him up. I don't know, but definitely some like people falling. Like he's definitely gonna. If he goes for a kick, that's when I'm gonna go for the grapple. Because as soon as he misses, I'm gonna get in there and get to his hip. Hopefully, he just doesn't sprawl me, and then it backfires on me.
You never know. As long as you keep moving you have that momentum, you keep that pressure, like you said, you'll go in there and you keep going. I mean, that can be utilized. I mean, as long as you're willing to fight, you're willing to scrap. You mean those reversals, those turns. Sometimes people are expecting you to stop and try to move, and as long as you keep the momentum going, they can't get that base. And I mean, yeah, you might end up in top position, and yeah, end up even wailing on them, just sitting there, bam, bam.
And you have time to practice. You know, let's not just go in with what we know today. You know what I mean? You have time to add to what you got.
Yeah.
But
I always have time, and I'm keeping it.
Speaking of which, timekeeper, will we be seeing you come back to boxing or any other style?
Yeah, I was thinking about going back to boxing. MMA, probably not. I'd have to bring my own mustard with me because I'd be folded into a pretzel. So, and it's a kind of a young man's game. I don't think my joints can handle MMA. Oh, but I do
Like your
really
pretzel
want to
with
learn.
mustard?
Yeah, pretzel mustard. It's German. Germans eat
Gotta
pretzels
be.
with mustard.
Gotta be.
Yeah. Or beer cheese. Yeah, there's this cheese at the
No, I know the
sauce
beer.
they'll
I'm
cook with beer.
familiar with that.
Yeah, beer queso. Uh, but but I do really want to learn submissions, and I actually was a wrestler. I was champion in Washington State, so I did win and did all right. But yeah, no, maybe I'll do MMA at some point. But right now, I'm just really into boxing because my trainer trains with me every day on it, and I'm just learning something new every day. It's really weird how such simple moves can be improved after you do them 100,000 times. It's like you think you know the jab, and then next week you know more about it, and then the next week it's like, come on, this is such a simple punch, but you're always learning more. I don't know, it's just crazy about repetition and drilling. So yeah, I do want to go back into boxing and see if I've improved or not from last time. So I'll see when my opening is. But I'll definitely do that though. Beer case up. Yeah, couldn't be a case in Essen. Well,
You've been training for like 4.5 years, 5 years, or how long have you been training in boxing?
With Ian, I've been training about 3. This July will be 3 years.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes. So I'm excited though. He definitely tries to knock me out every day. So we'll see if my defense translates from what we've been working out together to another fight. So, but like I said, because I haven't had any like a lot of real fights, I don't know where my skill level is though. Which kind of makes me anxious. So I don't know. We'll see though. Once I get back in the cage, I'll find out. But right now it's so busy, the events. We're getting like 30 fights an event, and they kind of need me full time, and my legs just are so exhausted at the end of them. I just can imagine fighting and timekeeping and doing parking
You
and
got to
helping
fight
with other
early.
things. Yeah, no, that'll probably be one of my requests is I have to fight
Yeah.
like the first fight or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then spend the rest of it in a wheelchair. So
I wanted to I wanted to ask you, how many fights do you have with the Scrapyard?
I have the one so far.
One. Okay.
But yeah, I definitely want to do more. I have to move now while I'm still young enough to do it though.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, I
Yes,
can't
sir.
wait too long.
So
But yeah, I'm definitely excited to come back.
for both of you, could there ever be a chance you guys go to another branch and fight?
Well, that'd be cool. Yeah, I've already gone to another branch and time kept. So yeah,
Would,
you guys ever need me to go and time keep at the hot box? I'm down for it.
bruh,
Like,
yes.
yeah,
I promise you, because
whatever.
that event, Sisyphus, that event that you fought at, bro, man, we went through like 3, 4 timekeepers because, like you were saying earlier,
Yeah,
people be walking off, people forget what they doing.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And I get it. Sometimes,
yeah,
you're used to being a person in the crowd. I get that. You know what I mean? Or you got to go off and do something. Just let someone know.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, bro, that'd be dope. We'd love to see you out here on the West Coast for sure.
definitely. Yeah.
And Sisyphus, what about you, man?
Maybe, yeah. If I get a few fights like at the West Coast, I might go to the, what is it? The other one called at Nevada.
No, that's still the West Coast. No, that's still the West Coast. Yeah, that's our main. That's where we mostly fight at.
Cages.
But I'll probably that's the one that I'll most likely go to. I don't know about the rest. Like
Scrapyard, you gotta come check it out.
Scrapyard.
Yeah, the Scrapyard's out in Washington. The OG Yard is in Virginia, and then you got Dirty South in Texas.
Virginia's beautiful. I'll definitely go back to that. Also. And I'd love to check out Dirty South too. Texas was really beautiful too. So no complaints there. And I love Buc-ee's.
Give it like I was gonna say, think of it like he said, like Mortal Kombat. There's all the different stages, unlockable stages, and each stage has its own trials. You know, you got to overcome this. Yeah. You know, is it gonna be heat? Is it gonna be the sand? Is it gonna be the dirt? Is it gonna be the turf? Is it gonna be cold outside? Is it gonna be wet? Yep. It's like, oh, I love it.
How do you fight under these conditions? You know.
Yeah.
I got to say the Scrapyard is beautiful. The state of Washington, incredible. I definitely got to go visit the OG Yard because it's like you can't hit up every other branch and not hit up the OG Yard. Yeah, so, you know, at some point I'm gonna make my way, but Scrapyard was definitely dope.
Yeah. Yeah, but Virginia, perfect. It was so nice there.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw Scarface might be doing some new turf. Y'all see that?
Yeah, it's the disc. I call it the disco ring.
He bought it, but they're probably not going to use it. More than likely.
Oh yeah, the disco because they had that little the mats and stuff. I was like,
the mats. I told them they need to hold a disco event there. What they should do is dress up like the 70s and then fight in 70s costumes, and then have a dance off after. I'm down
disco ball in the middle.
Yeah,
you got to have a disco ball in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
So, unfortunately, this is the part of the show where I start to have to end up being the bearer of bad news and say we're going to have to slowly bring this to an end. And before I ask Samke if he has any final questions, I have one for each of you. Because both, being younger and older, do you guys have any fighters, you know, boxer, MMA, that you enjoy watching, whether it be professional or in street beefs? Sisyphus, go first.
For boxing, you know, since I'm Mexican, I'm going to have to go with Canelo. You know, he's a great fighter. And for UFC, I might have to go with Alex Pereira. I like yeah. Or, you know, since the comments said it, like Max Holloway. You know, but yeah.
Diaz brothers. Okay. What about Mr. Timekeeper?
For boxing, because I work at the Benavides gym, I'm anti-Canelo. No, Canelo's awesome. But I have to go with Benavides. I'm always hoping he can make it. He's been so nice to me and Ian. You know, he and his family, the gym's wonderful. So, and I love watching his fights. I think he has it because he can deal with adversity like no one. Because, like people are saying, well, Canelo stopped Caleb Plant. But Benavides couldn't. Benavides struggled against him. But the thing was, that's key there is that Benavides could deal with the adversity at the beginning of a fight and fight his way through to a victory. He could deal with tough fights. I feel like Canelo kind of gets tired through adversity. So if he had to deal with a tough fight early on, he'd start to tire and get winded. So, but that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I am really excited to see Jule. The heavyweight. Gile just knocked out Deontay Wilder. And all respect to Deontay Wilder. He was a great fighter, but I think it'd be really cool to see someone from that part of the world become the world's first heavyweight champion, you know, from that part, like China. You know, and I'm actually really excited for that. Like, I want to see a heavyweight champion from each one of the continents before I pass, you know, my life. Like, we have heavyweight champions from Europe. We have heavyweight champions from North America. We have heavyweight champions from Australia. That's actually one guy, Bob Fitzsimmons, was heavyweight champion back in 1897 to 1899, I believe. He was, I think, originally from Australia. But yeah, we technically have a heavyweight champion from Asia. That's Klitschko, the Klitschko brothers, Vitaly and Vladimir Klitschko, because they're from Kazakhstan, which is from the northern Asia, or it's Central Asia, generally around the Caucasus line. but someone from Southeast Asia, I'd love to see, or Southern Asia. And someone from South America, I'd like to see. We've gotten really close to a South American heavyweight champion a couple times, but I don't think one's made it yet. And then I don't think we have. Yeah. And I don't think we've had an undisputed African champion yet, although we've had some of their fighters hold portions of the title. But I'd like to see one from Africa as well. So that's what I'm doing there. I'm big on the boxing right now. I don't want to see those guys win. As far as MMA, yeah, Piera is one of my favorites right now. You know, I don't follow as much MMA, but I am getting more interested. It's definitely very diverse and a difficult sport. So I'll be following it more. Yeah, Max Holloway was another one I've been hearing a lot about and seeing. So yeah, I'm excited for those. What was that fighter's going to see going to the OG yard this next event? I remember. It was like Sean O'Malley.
He may or may not be going from what they just posted earlier. But the other guy, Gideon, I'm sorry if I don't know these guys like that. But that guy, he's supposed to be going for sure.
Is Sean O'Malley gonna watch or is he gonna fight?
No. They're just they're gonna be cornering fighters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they got like some proteges or something.
Hmm?
Like they got proteges in there, like they're someone.
No, not like that. Just kind of like support. You know, these guys want to come support, watch the show, and hey, let's corner while we're here. You know, type shit.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think that's really cool. Yeah, I'm really excited to see him continue fighting. There was a guy Adejuan. Yeah, there's so many people weird names I don't quite could pronounce yet. But yeah, I have a bunch in my head that I know about that look really cool. So yeah, definitely down for that.
Okay. Well, before we wrap things up and you guys give your shout outs, one last question from me. I just wanted to ask both of you, in terms of fighting, what is your end goal?
I don't know, just to get as far as I can. Maybe push further than that. That's one of my end goals. Just I don't know. I don't have an end goal right now.
All right, hell yeah.
Something to think about, especially while you're young and you're doing this.
Yeah.
What are you doing this for?
For fun.
Yeah, exactly. That's where you learn the most.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Just know why, know why you're doing it. Fathertime.
Well, my trainer Ian says he wants me to become a heavyweight champion of the world. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. But
right in time, you can.
Maybe. Don't have a lot of time to do it, but yeah, I'll need to do it soon. But I love training with him. It gives him another lease on life. He just enjoys it. And I'm passionate about learning boxing. So I was able to learn things about boxing I never could have before training under him. Just like the universe had a fate to teach me, grant my wish of learning boxing, probably in a safer environment where I'm not killed in a ring, by literally training under someone that trained world champions. They said this guy actually fought with or trained 7 world champions. So he's given me insights and understanding to boxing I think most people can't, which has also taught me why it's important to have good trainers. Because boxing or MMA or any fight sport is the result of decades or even centuries of evolution. And by people learning and learning and learning. So you got to have a good trainer to teach you those foundations, because you can't learn it all yourself. Because if it took them centuries through different generations to learn it, then you got to make sure that you got someone that could teach that all to you in your lifetime. So you need a good trainer. So that's why it's important for any aspiring fighter out there. Yeah, you want to get to a gym or find a good trainer. Because you only go so far with self-taught. And I've learned that very hard. So yeah, but yeah.
Facts.
But yeah, so far I just want to keep just training with Ian and just having fun with it. So.
I just like challenging myself. I like a good challenge.
Yeah, always pushing to be better. Go to the next plateau. I like it.
Yeah.
So
That's dope. That's dope.
Part of being a fighter is you gotta have, social media following. You got an Instagram, Facebook.
Let's do our shout outs, our plugins, whatever y'all got going on.
Well, since you asked, I got a channel that I be recording my calisthenics with. It's Big Sisyphus. It's the same username but with BEEG and then Sisyphus. That's all I gotta say. Just shout out to my YouTube channel.
What? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Timekeeper, any shout outs, plugins you want to do?
Sure. I want to shout out to, I know it sounds like a broken record, Ian, for training me and taking the time and giving me the experiences I never believed that I could, especially at this stage in my life. I also want to shout out to my dad. He's very ill, and he's the greatest guy that anyone could ever ask for as a dad, and I hope to make him proud. I know I made him proud, and I just want to shout him out, say I love him very much, and I hope that everything's going to be okay. And I love you, Dad.
Absolutely.
Hey, well, we appreciate you guys. It was a great conversation as always.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you having me here.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it too. Thank you. Yeah,
Jeremy. You guys have a fun night. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys too. It's just a lot of very pleasurable. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yo, every Tuesday.
Fire as always, man. As always.
Don't go anywhere quite yet. We're not.
We got something coming up.
Oh yeah.
It's funny, like I wouldn't even say we're influenced by 90s music as much as I would just say we're influenced by good music. I think we're very genre diverse, like we're not really fixated on one particular era or genre of music. I think we just kind of and it shows in our music too that we kind of take the elements of whatever that we do enjoy and try to put it together some way or another. And I think that's true for all of our music.
Musically, would you call yourself polyamorous?
Polyamorous. I like that.
Oh, that's unique. I haven't heard that one.
We're gonna start using that, Jay, on all our files and stuff like that.
If I was y'all, not trying to be funny, I would probably make that the name of a song or an album.
That's good. I like that. It's kind of like a
cool idea. Album and every song is a different genre.
I'm putting that in our bio right now.
I have my moment. What's up, everybody? It's Jay from Yankee and the Brit bringing you some exciting news. King Palms and Yankee and the Brit are teaming up together to give you an amazing deal. Head over to kingpalm.com, use promo code KPYNB to save 20% off your entire order. That's right, 20% off your entire order just by using the promo code KPYNB. If you want to enhance your smoking.
Buddy V's Fighters to Watch.
Now, before we start off the Fighters to Watch, should we show them something?
I mean, it might be that time for a quick little glimpse. You know what I mean?
Because, since you're here, part of the special is you get to see
these
things
shit. What we got here?
You got the one and only Sam Case personal phrase. Cardio is key. Cardio is key. Cardio is key. The number one advice you'll find on MMA Underground from the number one co-host.
Hey, sometimes we need those reminders. And if you are wearing your reminder, you'll never forget. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Key. But let's get back to it. All right. So from the Scrapyard, we got Moneybag Yaya. I mean, all I'm gonna say is this woman can fight. Holy shit. She was tough. She was fun to watch. I want to see her come back out. And she had a little bit of the street style too, where she was leaning back when she was throwing some of these punches and coming in. I was like, oh shit. But I definitely want to see her come back. That was her first fight that I saw. And please, Moneybag, yeah, come back. Fight her to watch. If you haven't seen her fight, go check it out. Second one from StreetBeefs West Coast. Oh, Sensei. He came out, and let me just say, he came out strong. He came out and made a good debut, and that was his first fight, which I was very surprised. So I want to see him come back out and fight again because, yeah, obviously we need to see you. I want to watch you some more. From the OG yard, Bazooka. Man, this man, I was watching the fight, and I was like, all right, it's going to be a cool little fight. And then he came out, he was doing a little more defense, and I was like, oh, hold on a minute. This guy is more than he's leading on. And all of a sudden he takes his jacket off and bam, you see the skill just unload. And I was like, oh shit. And this is the only fight that I saw of his when I was looking around. So please, Bazooka, give me another fight. I need to see like 2 or 3 more. So yeah, Bazooka, you're a fighter to watch. And from the Dirty South, Hitman. Now I had to rewatch this because we all know the West Coast has Hitman. So I was like, wait a minute, Dirty South Hitman. Let me check it out. And apparently, the thing that caught my eye was the first fight of his I watched. You hear in the background, this is third fight of the day. And you know, if someone's taking more than one, they're a fucking beast. So now I'm watching the fight unfold, and I'm like, okay, Hitman, you hit 3 fights in a single day. You're definitely on my fighter list to watch. I want to see what happens next. So please give me some more. Those are my 4 fighters to watch.
Wow. I got to check out that last one for sure. That's the only one I hadn't seen. 3 fights in one day.
What I heard. So,
man, those were some fire picks, man.
Right? Fire.
Speaking of fire. Yeah, Soundcan the Fire 5. We're going to start things off first and foremost. StreetBeefs OG Yard. You see it. J Money versus Corruption. Yeah, man, this was a boxing match right here. This was a scrappy fight. 2 game fighters. But as we always say every episode, cardio is key. Cardio is key. Cardio is key. This was a fight between grit versus technique. And this was some great sportsmanship between these 2 guys. You see the time on it. It didn't take long for it to finish. Check this fight out. StreetBeefs, OG Yard, J Money versus Corruption. Yeah, Buddy V was just talking about her. We're in StreetBeefs Scrapyard, and you see it. This is a fight between Spider Monkey and Moneybag Yaya. You're trying to look this fight up. The title's on the screen. You see it. Yeah, these 2 scrappy. I mean, they went straight to it for 3 rounds. A lot of heart on the line. Very determined, very focused. Not the most technical, but we saw a lot of flurries and a lot of heavy shots landed. And it made for a very, very fire fight. Very entertaining. StreetBeefs Scrapyard, Spider Monkey versus Moneybag Yaya. Yeah, StreetBeefs West Coast. He was mentioned as well on Buddy V's Fighters to Watch. This is Asura versus Sensei. This was a hell of a fight. This was a kickboxing match. What can I say, man? This was gritty, in-your-face action, huge strikes, bone-splitting kicks, relentless pressure. But in this scenario, I would say pacing is key. Pacing is key. Nonetheless, firefight. StreetBeefs West Coast, Asura versus Sensei. StreetBeefs Dirty South. You're trying to look this fight up. The title's on the screen. This is a fight between Ant versus Crane Kick. This was a boxing match. 2 big guys throwing big shots. Big shots all throughout the fight. Non-stop, back and forth. All around good competition. Great mix of combos and angles. Solid firefight. StreetBeefs Dirty South. Ant versus Crane Kick. and we're going to end it in Street Beefs OG yard. And you see it, the return of the OG heavyweight himself, Beast versus Cooper. Man, this fight, you see the timestamp, it didn't last long. This was an MMA match. It was vicious, it was brutal, it was destructive. Plain and simple. This is a perfect time to mention Beast will be joining the invasion of the West Coast, where he will be fighting our heavyweight champion, Duva. So be on the lookout for that. Beast versus Duva in the future. And that'll be it for Samke's Fire 5.
Fire 5. What kind of bomb to drop at the end of the Fire 5? That what?
Oh, you didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, bro. They announced that about a week ago, I think. About a week ago.
About a week ago.
Yeah, man, because Duva took the belt from Shinny when they fought. So Beast has always been active, but he hasn't had anybody wanting to fight him at the OG yard for so long. So technically he never lost to anyone. He never lost his belt. So why not the OG heavyweight champion versus the West Coast heavyweight champion, And hopefully they'll get the weights figured out, you know what I mean? Because Duva's a little bit lighter, but it's gonna be fireworks.
Certified banger.
Yeah, bro.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah, yeah. For those of y'all watching, if you haven't seen the press conference for the invasion, go check that out on Heart in the Fight. It's not every fight, but it's the majority of the matchups are there. And this is going to be probably, in my opinion, one of the fights of the day, if not the fight of the day.
I can't wait. I'm going to be tuning in. Woo!
Yeah, man.
With that fun news and everything else, I mean, it's about that time.
About that time, man. Another fire show as always. I want to thank our guest. We really appreciate you, Timekeeper. I feel like you really walked us through many decades of time. We got a lot of great information. You guys go check out his fight. Also, we appreciate you, Sisyphus. We appreciate your time. It was a great interview, bro. For those of you guys who haven't seen it, go check out his fight. He has 2 fights with the West Coast, same event, same day. And he won both of those fights, as well as Fight of the Day award. Shout out to that guy. Thank you guys who've been kicking it with us this whole time. People in the live chat, people watching us on playback. We do this for y'all. Right now, if you haven't liked and subscribed, go ahead and do it. We appreciate it. Street Beefs OG Yard, Street Beefs Scrapyard, Street Beefs West Coast, Street Beefs Dirty South. We do this for y'all. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to Overtime Hustling Magazine. Shout out to Heart in the Fight. Shout out to Zwell.com. And Buddy V, much appreciated, sir. Can't do this without you. Jay, much appreciated, sir. We can't do this without you. And yeah, if y'all trying to catch me, I'm same place, same time every week, right here.
Hell yeah. Well, you know what it is. Shout out to Zuel.
Yeah.
You know what it is. Zuel-world.com. You want to go check it out. And, you might find it within the next 48 hours. This might be online. You might find it. You never know. But
yeah, I know y'all want that.
Yeah,
y'all want that.
You want it. It's fire. It's fire. So much fire. You got to get 5 of them. But, I have too much fun. We have a good time here. We truly do appreciate all y'all joining in and learning about all these different fighters, just having a good time with us on this Tuesday, because I couldn't think of any other place I'd want to be with every one of y'all. So thank you, Samke. Thank you, Jay. And thank you to everybody who steps in that cage, because, this is half the reason we get to even have fun. We get to watch all your fights and talk about them, too. But in the words of Jay, as always, one world, one love, deuces.